Hi everyone, Angela here. If you don't like little zipper tabs, this zipper method will allow you to open the top right up from end to end. And this tab on the end I designed is really easy to hold on to. I'm using 100% quilting cotton for this project. First, I square off the bottom, trim away the selvage, and then I'm using my 12.5-inch square to cut the pieces. I'm cutting the pieces 10 inches wide by 7 inches long. You'll need 2 for the outer layer and 2 for the lining. For the tab, cut a piece 7.5 inches by 2.5 inches. To give the pouch some body, I'm using fusible batting with the glue dots on one side. This is the Valiseline H630. Cut 2 the same size. With the batting glue side up, place the wrong side of the outer layer on top and then press together. I like to use my Teflon pressing cloth so I don't get any glue on my iron. Repeat with the other outer layer. Stack all 4 pieces together, matching all the edges. On the bottom corners, draw 1-inch squares and then cut out through all the layers. If you're finding this video helpful, make sure to like, share, subscribe, turn on all notifications, and leave a comment below. For both layers, have the good sides together and then clip each on the right side. I'm using the Juki TL2010Q sewing machine. The link for this and the tools I use are down in the description below. If you're in Australia or New Zealand, click the link for Echidna Sewing and Juki Junkies for North America. Using 1/4 inch seam allowance, stitch the sides, backtacking at the start and finish, and then press the seams open. I'm using a number 3 zipper tape from Sweet Pea Embroidery. Cut a length so that it's 1 inch longer on each end, and then separate. Mark 1 inch in from each side. Center the zipper with teeth side down along the edge and clip in place. On each side, find that 1-inch mark and pin the tape in place, then move the end of the tape down to the side and clip it so that it's out of the way. Stitch down the center of the tape. There's no need to backtack. Make sure the seam in the center stays open and flat. Now with right sides together, place this on top of the lining. Match the center seams and the top edges and clip all along. I'm now going to switch to the P360 hinged foot. It's a left side narrow zipper foot. With this foot, I can sew just a bit closer to the zipper teeth. With the left side of the foot pushed right against the teeth, you can see where the edge of the fabric lines up. It's just a little bit more than 1/4 inch. Use that as the seam allowance to start your stitching, backtack, and then stitch right across, pushing the foot right against the teeth, and then backtack to finish. Open with right sides up, and with the seams all facing towards the lining, pull taut and then press along the top of the zipper. Fold the ends of the zipper tape in and out of the way, then fold the pouch in half, match the center seam and all the edges, and clip in place. Mark a 2-inch opening on the side of the lining. Stitch across the top, down the sides, leave that opening, and across the bottom. Switch back to the standard foot. Use a 1/4 inch seam allowance, backtack at the start and finish of each seam and at the opening. Make sure to check out my patchwork pouch using the same method with a different zipper tab. Box out each corner by opening up the seams and matching the edges, flatten out, and then stitch across using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, backtacking at the start and finish. Press open these 3 seams and then turn right side out. Push the outer layer into the lining, and if you want, you can press the seam down around the top of the zipper. Match the folded edges of the opening together and then edge stitch it closed, back tacking at the start and finish. Starting at the side seam where the zipper ends are, top stitch a foot's width all around, back tacking at the start and finish. Turn right side out, pushing out the corners at the bottom. By placing the opening on the side, you just see a nice clean seam when looking down into the pouch. This number 3 slider is also from Sweet Pea Embroidery. Starting from the side seam, even out your zipper tape and then cut the ends if you need to so that they're the same length. On one side of the zipper tape, trim away about 3/8 of an inch of the zipper teeth. You don't have to do this, but it may make it easier for you to put the slider on. Insert one side into the slider and then the other, line up the ends of the tape and pull. Trim the tape again so the teeth are even, then fold in each corner of the tape towards the center and tack in place. To make the tab, fold in half lengthwise with wrong sides together and press. Fold the outer edges towards the center, leaving a tiny gap, and press. Match the folded edges together and press again. For really neat ends, open right up, fold in half with right sides together, match up the raw edges, fold right along the crease, and then stitch about 1/4 of an inch through all the layers, back tacking at the start and finish. Repeat on the other side. Open up and pull at the folds to flatten out, turn over, and then push out the corners with a point turner. Fold the edges back in and crease together. Measure in 2.5 inches from the end and mark on the center of the tab. Starting with a back tack, edge stitch the tab close, stop before the mark, insert the zipper, stitch over it, and then back tack over it to give it some strength. Continue stitching and back tack to finish. Fold down the zipper tab in line with the zipper tape. We're going to tack down the opposite edge. From the other side of the zipper, measure across and finish your edge stitching here. Open up and crease it down. Loop the other side behind the zipper without twisting. Place the end through the loop and gently pull. Cover and hide this corner when pulling down. On the back, pull the loop down to hide these edges. When the knot's pulled nice and tight, you can add a little bit of fabric glue or hot glue in between in the front and also in between a couple of spots on the back. Clip together until dry, and this will help keep it from unraveling. You can find other easy methods for sewing zipper tabs on my channel. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, take care and happy sewing.